Her words hit me like a stone. We sold it. Just 3 words, clean and final. The air leaves my lungs before I can speak. You what? Slips out like a broken prayer. My mother lifts her cup again, calm and graceful. It was just sitting there, Lynn, gathering dust. My father folds his newspaper without looking up. Your sister needed the money for her retreat. My throat burns. That was Min's family ring. His mother gave it to me. She would understand, my mother says softly. She's a woman of reason, not sentiment. I can't breathe. The room spins, sunlight slicing across polished marble. It was worth $60,000, she adds. My father nods. A fair price for peace of mind. Peace, the word tastes bitter. You sold it without asking me, I whisper. His gaze hardens. Everything in this house belongs to us. Us, not me, never me. The silence stretches, heavy and final. My hands shake as I press them to the table. You had no right. Mother sighs, as if I've disappointed her again. Don't be dramatic. You've lived in grief for 2 years. You call love grief, I ask. She sets the cup down, perfectly centered. Love doesn't make a woman stop living. Father leans back, voice steady as a verdict. Moving on is not betrayal, it's survival. I look at them both and realize they mean it. They've buried him for me, erased him. Their faces reflect no guilt, only convenience. Mother reaches for my hand. Let it go, Lynn. You can't build a life on memories. Her touch feels cold, almost rehearsed. I already have the papers, I say. The ring was legally transferred to me. Father's jaw tightens. You might want to check your room, he says. There's an envelope waiting. I know before I see it. Upstairs, the envelope lies on my pillow like a warning. Cream paper, elegant font. A declaration of ownership signed by both of them. All assets belong solely to my parents. Not to Lynn, not to the daughter they pretend to love. My fingers curl round the empty velvet box. It feels smaller now, almost weightless. A ghost of what once mattered. I stare at the paper until the words blur. Every line erases another piece of me. I used to think grief was losing him. Now I see it's losing everything that held him close. 30 years of obedience, wiped clean in a signature. Their names shimmer in ink like a verdict I never appealed. The house is silent again, polite and perfect. Somewhere downstairs, the clock ticks toward 7:30. Breakfast will be served. Tea will be poured. And the family will move on, just as they wanted. Only one thing remains that's mine to keep. The hollow inside the velvet box. The proof that love once existed here. And the promise that I will never let them steal it again. The suitcase lies open on my bed. Half my life scattered inside. Clothes, sketches, photo albums. Everything that ever felt like home. I sit beside it, holding the empty velvet box. It stares back, silent and accusing. 2 years of loyalty turned into a transaction. Downstairs, laughter echoes through the vents. My parents talk about dinner plans. Like nothing sacred just vanished. I open the drawer where I hide old pictures. There's Mai at her graduation. She's glowing in white, smiling wide. I'm behind her, fixing her cap. Always behind her, always fixing. Every photo tells the same story. She shines, I disappear. I flip to the next one. Mai's art exhibit, my hands covered in paint. She never showed up, hungover again. They said she was fragile, sensitive. They said I was strong, responsible. That word feels like a curse now. Responsible means useful. Useful means disposable. My laptop glows in the dark room. Emails from Min flood the screen. He wrote about the ring design. We'll honor my great-grandmother's legacy, he said. He believed in continuity, in promises. And I kept mine, until they broke it. I scroll through old messages. Every word carries his voice. Then a new notification blinks. My social media story. She's in Sedona, wrapped in crystals and desert light. Caption reads, "Release the past, choose joy." Hundreds of hearts pulse beneath her smile. She's selling enlightenment bought with my loss. My grief is her aesthetic. Her rebirth is built on my ashes. I close the laptop before the rage burns through. The air feels thin, too bright. A message pings from Sarah. "Spare rooms ready, come when you can." Then another from Lan, Min's sister. "Mom's heartbroken, that ring was meant for you." And one more from Heen, my mentor. "You were born to create, not to beg for permission." The messages pile up like a lifeline. Maybe I still have something left. Something they can't take. The decision forms quietly, without drama. I pull the zipper shut on the suitcase. The sound slices through the stillness. 30 years of silence, zipped away in one motion. I pause by the window. The garden below still smells like jasmine. It used to smell like him. Now it just smells like goodbye. Downstairs, I hear the faint chime of silverware. The rhythm of their perfect morning. For the first time, I don't belong to it. I slip the velvet box into my pocket. It's lighter than air, heavier than truth. At the door, I take one last look. The walls don't look familiar anymore. They look like a museum of lies. I step outside before courage fades. The cold air hits, clean and real. No one follows me. No one calls my name. For once, the silence belongs to me. And I know I'm never coming back. The first morning in Dalat smells like rain and pine. The air feels clean, untouched by memory. I open the window and let the light in. It doesn't hurt as much as I expected. The house is small, walls cracked but honest. I drag a wooden table near the window. It will be my workbench. My hands remember how to move, how to create. Metal, stone, thread small truths that never lie. The first piece I fix is a broken locket. A client named Mrs. Nam brings it in. "It was my husband," she whispers. Her eyes glisten like wet silver. When I return it polished and whole, she cries softly. I understand that kind of grief. Restoration isn't just craft, it's forgiveness. Each repair mends more than metal. It mends something in me. Days blur into weeks. The rhythm of work replaces the rhythm of sorrow. Coffee at sunrise, hammer at noon, quiet at night. I start sleeping again. Sometimes I dream of Min, watching from the doorway. He doesn't speak, but he smiles. Like he approves of the life I'm building. I name the studio, H letter 1ED3I Kwong Designs. It means reflection of light. Every piece that leaves my hands carries a fragment of rebirth. Word spreads quickly. People come with heirlooms and heartbreaks. A widow's wedding band. A soldier's pocket watch. A daughter's charm bracelet from her mother. They all want something repaired that can't be replaced. And somehow, I can do it. It feels like purpose, not survival. Sarah visits one weekend with coffee and laughter. "You look alive again," she says. I'm still learning how, I admit. At night, I sit by the workbench and trace the velvet cloth. It used to guard a diamond. Now it guards my story. Sometimes my phone lights up. Missed calls from mother. Messages from my filled with emojis and apologies. A new email from father titled, "Come home." I don't answer any of them. Each ignored message feels like a wall I'm finally strong enough to build. Freedom has a quiet sound, the absence of explanation. The studio begins to bloom. Jewelry glints in the window like tiny suns. Clients leave thank you notes, stories folded into envelopes. "You helped me keep her memory alive. You gave me back my father's watch." Their words fill the silence my family left behind. One evening, I hang a sign above the door. Every piece tells a story. It's simple, but it feels true. Outside, The sky burns pink over the hills. I touch the empty velvet box resting on the shelf. It no longer feels like a wound. It feels like a beginning. The past is still there, but it no longer owns me. In this quiet place of light and metal, I am building something they can never sell. I am building myself. The bell above the studio door rings softly. I look up, expecting a client. But it's her. Mai stands in the doorway, sunlight behind her like a disguise. White linen suit, gold bracelets, perfect hair. She smells like lavender and guilt. "Lynn," she says, voice trembling. "This place is beautiful." My fingers keep polishing the silver pendant. The rhythm keeps me steady. "The studio isn't open to family," I reply. Her smile flickers. "I came to make peace. I've been doing healing work." She pulls a small velvet pouch from her purse. Inside, a crystal bracelet glitters. "For protection," she explains. I almost laugh. "I don't need protection, Mai. I need honesty." She fidgets, eyes glossy with charm and fear. "You're still angry about the ring, aren't you?" "Still angry." As if grief has an expiration date. "You sold it," I say quietly. "Not just the ring. You sold what it meant." She sits, crossing her legs carefully. "I didn't know it mattered that much." I look up then and she flinches. "You posted about releasing toxic energy the same day." Her lips part, searching for words. "It wasn't about you. It was exactly about me." Her silence confirms it. I place the pendant aside, wipe my hands. "This workshop is where I build truth. Don't poison it." She exhales, shaky but stubborn. "Mom and Dad miss you. The club asks about you." I almost smile. Their world survives fine without me. "You're being cold," she whispers. "I'm trying to reconnect." "You're trying to rewrite the story," I say. "The same way you rewrote mine." Her face hardens. "Maybe losing that ring saved you. You finally started living." The words hit like a slap, but not how she expects. I nod slowly. "You're right, Mai. Losing it saved me, but not because of you." She looks confused. "I learned what to keep and what to burn." Her gaze falls to the tools on my desk. "You really made all this by hand." By hand, by heart, by loss." She stands, her pride unraveling. "I just wanted to fix things." "Then start by leaving them alone," I say. The door stands open, sunlight spilling in. She hesitates, one foot still inside. "Mom says family always finds its way back." "Then she'll keep looking," I answer. Her perfume lingers after she's gone. The bracelet stays on the table, shining purple and hollow. I pick it up, turn it in my palm. Pretty, expensive, meaningless. Outside, the wind moves through the pines. It sounds like freedom. I drop the bracelet into a drawer and lock it. Some gifts don't deserve display. The studio hums again with quiet life. The tools, the metal, the light, all honest. For the first time, I realize the truth. She came to reclaim control. But I already reclaimed myself. 6 months pass like chapters turned by calm hands. The studio grows into something real. Light metal, stories all stitched together. Tonight is the night of the exhibition. The Phoenix Collection. Pieces born from ruins, shaped by grief. Each one glows beneath gallery lights. Silver wings, open flames, empty rings. They all speak the same language. Rebirth. Guests drift between displays, whispering softly. Collectors, friends, artists, all drawn to the fire. Sarah hands me a glass of champagne. "You did it," she says, eyes bright. I nod, though my heart pounds. Some victories still feel like survival. Then the air changes. Perfume, expensive, sharp, familiar. My mother enters, dressed in ivory and pearls. She moves through the crowd like she owns it. "Lynn, darling," she says, voice sweet as syrup. "I wouldn't miss your big night." I freeze for a heartbeat. I didn't send you an invitation, I reply. She smiles thinly. Oh, word travels. We're family after all. The word sounds foreign now. My father joins her, suit crisp, expression carved from stone. We're proud of you, he says. I always knew you'd come back to jewelry. The room quiets around us. Every guest senses the tension humming beneath our words. Back, I echo. I never left my craft. I left your control. Mother's smile wavers. Don't make a scene. This is your moment. I turn toward the central piece. A silver ring rises from a cradle of flame. No diamond, just light. This is what you sold, I say softly. The ring, the legacy, my future. A murmur ripples through the crowd. Mother's color drains. It was just a ring, she insists. No, I answer. It was a promise. My father steps forward, voice cold. Enough, you've embarrassed us long enough. I meet his eyes and feel nothing. You call it embarrassment, I call it truth. Sarah sets down her glass quietly, standing beside me. My allies are silent but strong. I lift the ring again, so the light catches. This empty space, I tell them, is where love used to live. It's also where freedom began. The crowd applauds, not for spectacle but understanding. Mother reaches for me, then stops. Her hand trembles, unsure. Father's gaze flickers, no longer certain. For once they have nothing to buy, nothing to own. They turn away first. The perfume fades, leaving air clean again. Emily, Min's mother, steps forward, tears shining. He would be proud of you, Lynn. I nod, my throat tight but steady. The lights gleam off the phoenix wings. Every flicker feels like breath returning. Revenge doesn't always burn. Sometimes it glows. I lift my glass. To loss, to freedom, to everything I rebuilt. The room echoes with soft applause. And in that golden noise, I finally belong. Morning sunlight spills across the workshop floor. The air smells of silver dust and jasmine tea. It's been a year since the exhibition. The Phoenix collection still travels between galleries. But my favorite place is here, behind this wooden bench. Tools lined neatly, stones glinting like tiny promises. The sign above the door reads, Keeper of what matters. Not things, truth. A gentle knock interrupts the hum of work. Two small voices call, Aunt Lynn. Emma's daughters rush in, faces bright with wonder. They love to play with the practice trays of beads. Can we make something sparkly today? One asks. I smile. Let's see what stories we can tell. Their laughter fills the room, soft and real. Emma leans in the doorway, watching. Mai's new podcast isn't doing well, she says quietly. Something about toxic family systems. I pause, not angry, just tired of the irony. She always did confuse truth with marketing, I say. We both laugh, gentle and sad. On my desk, an unopened envelope waits. My parents lawyer again. Would you consider mediation? It reads. The paper means nothing now. I drop it into the drawer without opening. Peace doesn't come through signatures. It comes through silence. Mrs. Tran, an elderly widow, enters next. Her hands tremble as she sets down a velvet pouch. My grandmother's cameo, she whispers. The clasp broke years ago. I open it carefully, light catching faded ivory. Nothing is beyond repair, I tell her. She smiles, eyes shining. When she leaves, she hugs me like family. Each client brings a piece of the world worth keeping. Each repair feels like prayer. The scholarship program now supports 3 young artists. They learn metalwork, but also something deeper. How to value themselves beyond what others weigh. At sunset, I sit with Mrs. Min over pasta and wine. We talk about him, but the grief no longer bites. The empty velvet box rests nearby, now holding my cards. She touches it gently. You've built something beautiful, she says. More valuable than any jewel. I squeeze her hand. You taught me family is chosen, not assigned. The sky outside burns gold and violet. Every reflection dances on the tools and glass. I see my own reflection in the window. Not the quiet daughter anymore. A woman who built from loss instead of hiding from it. I tidy the bench, the rhythm calm and sure. In the distance, laughter echoes from the children. Tomorrow I'll teach them how to reset a stone. How to hold something fragile without fear. The velvet box glows in the fading light. Once a wound, now a symbol. Each card it holds is a story reclaimed. Some say I lost a $60,000 ring. But standing here, surrounded by truth and light, I know I gained everything that truly shines. Sometimes an empty space holds more than all the diamonds in the world. The day ends in amber light. The workshop is quiet, breathing with me. Every tool rests, every story has found its shape. I stand by the window, watching dusk soften the hills. The air feels steady, like forgiveness finally settled. The velvet box sits on my desk, open and empty. Once it held a ring worth $60,000. Now it holds my name, my work, my peace. I trace the edge of the fabric, no tremor in my hand. Loss taught me what ownership never could. Freedom has no appraisal, no receipt. Outside, the first stars appear small, stubborn, bright. They remind me of every piece I've restored, of every soul that learned to shine again. I whisper a thank you to the quiet, for what was taken and for what it gave back. The past no longer asks for answers. It simply exists, polished and complete. I switch off the lights, the glow still warm in my chest. Some stories don't end. They just find a gentler place to live. And tonight, mine finally does.